Right, we shall try this yet again. Nothing like spontaneous video creation. So you're probably wondering where we've been, because we haven't posted in a while, and a lot of that is my fault. Some of it is because we've had equipment issues. I know from a fact, from my point of view, I get very frustrated with a lot of channels that, you know, they're in the middle of this fantastic adventure and then all of a sudden it stops and you don't hear anything for over a year, and you never truly find out what the issue is, and or you know, why are they still sailing? Have they stopped sailing? Are we going to bump into them? You know, all that kind of thing. I think one of the things that I do plan is if ever we do stop doing this, I will definitely make it known that we're not going to be doing it anymore, and that is certainly not the case at the moment. A lot of YouTube channels stop because the lifestyle is very, very difficult to keep going. People run out of money. You know, the stress of actually having a boat, maintaining it, being out in a storm can all get a bit much for some people. On the money front, I actually think there's a lot more ongoing cost with it. I mean, there's always the joke of, you know, bung another 100 or bung another 1,000 at it, and a lot of the time it is very much like that. But also a lot of the time you get bum information about stuff, or equipment just isn't as good as the manufacturer would like to make out. I know that's a lot of the case. Some of it was also down to me. I used YouTube as a way of communicating with my dad, and he would often speak to me about where we'd been because he'd watched the video. And for a long time I kind of felt, well, what was the point? He's not here anymore to watch them. And I guess I hadn't realized how much of that would affect me. But also we're in a position recently where we've been looking back at some of the older videos and going, you know what, it's great that we've got that memory, and I certainly want to get back into the position of making videos so that we've got those memories. You know, we went here, we did that. So we've recently got a new drone. I got a new gimbal to steady the camera. We've also got a wireless microphone system because we've seen a few other channels using them, and it cuts out some of the noise, certainly the wind noise. Rochelle's been doing TikTok a lot, and she's had some really cool success with that, almost to the point of within a year she's probably got as many subscribers on that as we have on YouTube. I mean, we know we're not the young, dreamy, comical, you know, doing stuff, and we certainly, as one channel likes to put it, TNA's, you know, that just won't ever happen. But as a creative outlet, it's a fun process to go through and to do. So certainly planning on doing some more, and we're also thinking about, we don't want to be one of those boats that basically has run out of money. That's one of the reasons why I'm working full-time at the moment. We're trying to bag as much as that and also get as much done on the boat as we possibly can. And we've also been trying to help some of our family come to see us because it's very expensive, you know, to travel all the way here to Florida. You know, a lot of our older kids that have got married, got kids, you know, they're just starting out in life. So if we can help them with some of the traveling, that's been great. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. So what sailing have we been doing? Well, we sailed from Norfolk basically down to Florida. We spent Thanksgiving in Oriental, and then we also spent Christmas in Melbourne. Or, no, we didn't. We spent Christmas in St. Augustine. Which was beautiful as ever. While we were there, we got some new chain.
You ready to do it?
Yeah, I can do.
That's on my back.
Oh, it's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's hard work and I don't do manual labor well.
We've also upgraded the autopilot because we had an issue with it when we were going north to Charleston. It started, well, not started, it would stop working and then it would work again for a period of time, but that period of time got shorter and shorter every time it stopped working. So we used Raymarine's tech support. They eventually told us to change the ACU unit out. That didn't make a change at all. It's nice having the newer equipment because it also upgraded our electronic compass, but at the same time we didn't need to change it out. The problem was actually with the linear drive, or at least that's what I'm hoping, because not only did we change the ACU unit out, we changed all the wiring out, and then because none of that fixed that, I stripped the linear drive down, put a new clutch in it, and I've just installed that back in. Obviously I can't test it until we get out to sea, so you know, the friction of the boat on the water on the rudder will help it. I think I've solved it because it was getting very hot, and looking at some other channels like people like Mothership Adrift, they've got a video about their clutch going out and burning out, and I'm wondering if basically I had a similar issue. We sailed out to the Abacos. We stayed for a week in Jinsin Mer. You will.
Anythingforsmiles.com. Look us up.
We'd never been in there before because we didn't actually think we could get our boat in there. But we found out through some friends that we could. And it's a great little anchorage to weather out some bad weather until you can move on to another place. We then sailed down to Spanish Wells. It was basically an overnight from there, which again was absolutely wonderful. So the sun's just coming up. We're motor sailing. We left West End yesterday, or Jinson Mer, and we got another 4 hours to go to get to Eleuthera. We had a good sail in the morning with the spinnaker up, and the wind kind of died down later on towards the afternoon. So we've been motor sailing ever since. We've got the jib out, got full main out at the moment. We've only got about 6 knots of wind. We're doing about 5.5 knots, which isn't too bad, I suppose. But we're having to use the engine to boost that up a little bit. So, yeah, not a bad sail really. Flipping cold though. It's absolutely freezing right now. Caught up with some friends of ours and we met some new friends. We were hanging out with SV Isla, wonderful family, great kids, similar age to our own. And then we also made a new buddy boat, Tangent, again teenage boys. This year we wanted it to be very much concentrate on making sure that our kids could hang out with other teenagers of their age, and Isla and Tangent certainly did that. And then the other boat that we've hung out a lot with is SV Another Summer. They're always wonderful. We have a lot of good times and a lot of people know them, and you know, they're never a stranger. So if any other cruising boats are out there, go and hang out with them. You're guaranteed to have a lot of laughs, probably a lot of drinks, and certainly some great food. And then from Spanish Wells we went down to the glass window, which was amazing, stunning. We stopped by an inland lake that had the National Seahorse Reserve on it, and we got to see some seahorses, which was pretty cool.
Anybody wants to start walking back now? Huh? You didn't get in? Why not?
No. Well,
Yeah.
Josh definitely does.
Both have the same arm size.
No.
Yeah, but Josh is
then we went to Governor's Harbour, which I really enjoyed. Very picturesque. It's what postcards are made of. I definitely would go back there again. And we also went down to Rock Sound, where they have a blue hole. So we're in a place called Rock Sound, which is on the southern tip of Eleuthera. We've been working our way down through it. We went to Governor's Harbour, Hatchet Bay, and then Southern Sistine, which is just off Pelican Point. We also went and saw the glass window and the Queen's Baths. Yeah, absolutely loving Eleuthera. It's probably one of the biggest of the islands. They've actually worked out that they want cruisers here because you can get free water, whereas nearly everywhere else that you go in the Bahamas you have to pay for it.
I didn't say anything. Why do you want to get out?
Okay, hold on, stand back. Get by myself.
Well, those are Sergeant Major.
What is it?
Some really cool footage of the drone flying through the cave. The locals called this the Cathedral Cave. It is pretty amazing. I don't know if you can see that, all the bats up there. Zoom in. That's so cool. And then we hopped over to the north part of the Exumas and we travelled down through Long Key. We bypassed the state park for this trip. I think we're going to do that next time. But we stayed at Staniel Key, which again, and Big Majors, absolutely loved.
It's just a pretty big cup.
What are you wearing that for?
I want to. I brought it to wear. What do you think she brought it for?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a shark. Oh, shark. I need to add more tape.
And then we went down as far as the piano before we had to come back. The main reason for coming back was Latrell had some VA stuff that she had to get seen to, and Latrell and Lexi both had orthodontist appointments that they had to keep up with. So that was basically this year's trip, and I think we learned more about ourselves, the boat. We learned a lot from Isla. Michael, the captain, is absolutely amazing. He knows a lot from his Navy days, but also he knows an awful lot about boat mechanics and gel coat repair, and we just learned so much from them, and our kids made some lifelong friends, which you couldn't ask for more. So everybody quickly look at me. See if you all had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you going to miss everybody?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Doesn't sound very positive.
We're gonna cry later.
You're gonna cry?
I'm not going.
I won't just
I think I'll be okay.
Why aren't you jumping in?
No, already tried.
Oh, it's cold. Is everybody jumping in?
So what's next? So we've just had our grandkids here, and then Margaret's here right now. We've got some other videos about Margaret. Go and watch those. She gets very seasick on boats, so hence we're in a marina while she visits. But having said that, she has got very good about getting on and off the boat and into the dinghy, and we've been going out to another summer for dinner and things like that, and to hang out, and she's been great getting on and off that. So she's actually surprised us. It's been really cool. Talon's going to fly back with her to Oklahoma to hang out with his sister and her, not her friends, but his friends that from when we used to live there. He wants to catch up with some of those, so that's pretty cool. Then he's going to drive back with her and her family because they're going to come and visit, and our other daughter and her family are going to come and visit, and they're going to be here about 5 days because it's a long drive for them. So we're going to hang out with them, probably do a little bit of video while they're here. And then my son comes, and he's coming for the entire month of August. So we wanted to do a bit more than just sit here in a marina. Plus, the hurricane season for this year is supposed to be, the forecast is for it to be pretty bad, to be honest. We contemplated staying here because not only is this marina very good, we don't necessarily like travelling back in the cold, which you inevitably do. Certainly the last 3 times that we've been down, and Latrell's still trying to get all the materials together to enclose all of this, so it makes it a lot warmer as we're travelling. That's something that we're desperate to get done this year. But we're planning on taking him up certainly as far as Charleston, maybe Oriental, and I think we're going to stop off at a few places along the way. We've been advised to go and have a look at Savannah. There's a couple of public docks that we're going to try out. Plus our boat can go all the way up that river, so that would be really cool. And then I want to go back to the Bahamas again. Certainly want to do the bits that we skipped through Eleuthera, and revisit a couple of the other places, because I like to go back to places just to make sure that what I felt about it was right in the first place. And then there are other parts of the Exhumas that we want to go and see again. I want to get down as far as Georgetown, because we've got 3 friends that are basically raving about it, so we definitely want to do that. And so that's kind of next year's plan, and then after that we're not sure. We need to get into a position where we've got some passive income coming in. Latrell's got some income that comes in through when she was at the military, but some of that has been changing recently, so I don't want to count on that. I'm working full-time at the moment to buy as much bits for the boat as we possibly can, so that we've got spares, things like maybe an engine rebuild, just big maintenance ticket items that we want to get sorted, so that if we're traveling, it's less likely that we might need to replace it in the future. We would like to go down as far as Grenada. I could see that happening. And then maybe go across the Mediterranean. I think the Mediterranean would be really, really cool. And then after that, I don't know, because we haven't planned it. I mean, we've always talked about doing a circumnavigation, but I don't know how I feel about that right now. And I think we could probably spend more than enough time in the Caribbean and the Mediterranean over the next 10, 15 years without even getting to the Pacific. So that's where we're at. That's where we've been, and that's where we're going. So hope you've enjoyed the video. I want to say a big shout out to our Patreons. Thank you for being so patient. Can't tell you enough about how much we appreciate you and the encouragement, the support for us. The money we get from Patreon has helped to buy some more equipment, which I think will make the videos a heck of a lot better. And sometimes it's actually got us out of a bit of a jam that we were in. So, you know, we really do appreciate and value your support. And, you know, we'll see what happens over the next coming months and the coming year, and see where we go from there. So with that, I bid you a farewell. Peace be with you, and I hope God really blesses you.